Okay guys, let's go through the review. So first of all, the length and midpoint take two formulas. Here's the length or distance formula. X2 minus x1 quantity squared. So I just plugged the points into the formula. That's all I did. And I got a 5 minus 3 quantity squared plus a 7 minus 2 quantity squared. 2 squared plus 2 squared makes 4 plus 4 is 8. Square root of 8 is the length, which is 2 squared is 2, or a decimal. Midpoint formula, there's the midpoint formula. I just plugged the numbers into the midpoint formula, and I get a midpoint of 4, 6. Okay, kind of fast, but you should be able to do that. Okay, 3, if I want I to the 21, I know that I to the 4 is 1, so I found multiples of 4. So I got I20 times I1 makes I21. I20 is 1 times I is just I. Okay, kind of going kind of fast, but that's okay because you can always slow it down. Okay, 2i plus 3 quantity squared. I wrote it twice because it's quantity squared, and I foiled. I got a 4i plus 6i plus 6x plus 9. I squared is negative 1, so there's a negative 4 plus a 12i plus 9 makes a 5 plus 12i. Okay. 5, you're not supposed to have an I in the denominator, so I multiplied by the conjugate, which is the opposite. Conjugate, which is the opposite of that. So 3 minus 2i on top and bottom. I foiled the top. I foiled the bottom. You can check my FOIL. These two middle terms cancel. Any I squared is negative 1. So I got a negative 1, which makes that a negative 4. I got a negative 1 here, which is negative negative, makes a positive 4. So let's see, I've got a 15 minus a 16i minus 4, which makes an 11. 9 plus 4 is a 13. And then I wrote them individually because I want a real plus an imaginary. Okay, 11 13s minus 6 13s. Okay, to solve 6, I had to bring it over. It does not factor, so I use the quadratic formula. You can see my work for the quadratic formula. I got down to here. And I cannot have a negative, so it's got to be an I answer. This answer is okay, but I reduced it, and this answer is better. All right, I know I'm going kind of fast, but you can always pause. Okay. Number 2. Oh, 2. I forgot about 2. Perpendicular bisector. I graphed A and B. Okay. And I knew that the perpendicular bisector has to go through the midpoint. There's the midpoint there at 4, 6. The line has to have the opposite slope. The slope is up 1 over 1, so the slope of this one's down 1. So using y equals mx, so speed of the perpendicular line, be y equals a negative 1 over 1x plus, way up here, is 10. Okay. 7. To graph this parabola, I knew that the y-intercept was 0, 3, so I put a point there. I wanted the line of symmetry, so I used my negative b over 2a. And I found my line of symmetry to be 1.5. Once I have that, I can fold over to another point, and I can draw in my parabola. My vertex is 1.5, 7.5, because I plugged the 1.5 in for x to get the y value. Okay? All right. I know I'm going kind of fast, but that's okay because you guys can do this. Okay? On the next one, I graphed them. So I graphed y equals 2x minus 4. There it is in blue. Right? Start at negative 4 up 2 over 1. And my parabola, x squared minus 4. Here's my parabola. They intersect in 2 points. The point is at 0, negative 4, and 2, 0. Okay? Let's see. Number 8. We'll get number 8 out here. All right. 7. Where is 8? You find 8. Find 8. Where is 8? Lost 8. Oh well, 8's not that bad. You're just going to plug that into there. So you can put a 14, square root of 14. 14 plus 2 is 16. Square root of 16 is 4. You plug the 4 into there. 2 times 4 squared plus 4 is 36. So you get 36. This one's different because you're going to take your square root graph and plug it into here. So you're going to have a 2. And then you're going to have your square root of x plus 2 squared plus 4. And then you wind up with 2 times x plus 2 plus 4, 2x plus 4 plus 4, 2x plus 8. Okay? We did these in class. I can't find that sheet. I wonder where that one is. Well, that's right. We did it in class. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay? There is 10. Oh, no, there they are. There's my 9 and 10 right there. Okay, just talked about them. There's 10. 11, there's my zeros. I made my mini equations. And then I needed a point. I had a point 0.03. I plug it in for y's and x's, and I found the value of a. And negative 1/12 after I reduced it, and I put that in there, so there's my answer, okay? I know I'm going kind of fast, but I did this in class, okay? 12, we did the box before. There's my box. I graphed it. When I graphed it, I got a point at 2.26, which is the cut, and then the y value is the volume, okay? 13, I brought it over, and I wanted to factor a common factor out an x. Factor this, and then my zeros are at 0, 2, and 3. I graphed my cubic. I wanted less than, so the parts where it's less than, the graph is less than down here. The graph is less than here. I used interval notation. You could also say that, x has to be less than or equal to 0, or we could say that x is negative 2 is in between negative 2, no, positive 2 and 3. That's another way to look at it, okay? 13, 14 was the piecewise graph. I did that. Hold on. Here is the piecewise graph. I've got boundary points at negative 4, negative 2, 2, and 4, and then I graphed my first equation, my 2x minus 6, right? And it's only between negative 4 and negative 2. I graphed my parabola, but it's in between only negative 2 and 2. And then I graphed my negative 1/2 x minus 1, and that's between 2 and 4, okay? Domain then has to be between negative 4 and 4. I did interval notation. You can do set notation if you would like. I just like interval notation. And then my range is between negative 6 and 2. Same thing, you can do interval notation or you can do set notation. Either way works. Okay, so that's 14. Almost done. I'm going through it fast because we did this in class, so you should have this. 15, inverse. Switch the variables, x and y. I solved, and I wound up with the inverse equation. 16, it's a logarithm, log base 4 of 130, or log 130 over log of 4. So I used my calculator, about a 3.15. 17, almost done. Start with 100, 5%, right? And I want it to be equal to 5,000, so I solved. Divide by 100, I got 50. Took the log of both sides to bring down the exponent. Then I divided by log of 1.05. I used my calculator and I got about 80.2. So that's all I have. Hopefully you guys get it.